Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Today we are going to discuss media representation and alternative sexualities. This lecture is a part of your paper Media and Margins. In this lecture, you will get an insight about what is media representation, how it sets the agenda for the formation of public opinion, and how alternative sexualities get represented via various forms of media. This will enable you to critically evaluate the varied forms of media content in the context of representation and alternative sexualities. In the larger perspective, you should be able to develop an understanding about media and margins, correlating all associated elements like gender, identity, and the like. Customarily, media representations are considered to be the reflections of reality. It is a social process that is considered to be important for maintaining human networks across societies. Media dynamically nurtures culture, patterns, meaning, and provides a platform where established cultural customs are challenged. Media is facilitator of the process of cultural production. In current times, it is an institution where meaning is dynamic and audiences affianced. Therefore, the media in general is a very essential constituent in the structure of the life of the people. Media has the power to shape what people think, how people react, and what opinions they form. Media is bigger than just being a whisperer of information. It has the capacity to tell the people what to think about. The mass media touches people's lives ceaselessly from childhood to old age. Also, media or mass media is an all-encompassing term, inclusive of newspapers, television, films, radio, video games, World Wide Web, and more. In the course of this discussion on media representation, it is imperative to understand that an element of agenda setting is in play, a power that makes the media all pervasive and omnipresent to a large extent. As Stuart Hall has stated, discussions about media representations are discussions about power. In simple words, what is agenda setting? In simple words, agenda setting is described as a very powerful influence of the media. Tell us what issues are important or what are the media think is important. Agenda setting is media's capability to transmit salient issues through the various media content. Two basic suppositions that underlie the understanding of the agenda setting role of the media is that the media do not echo reality, they sieve and form it. Media focus on a few matters and topics leads the people to believe those issues as more significant than other matters. Thus, it is implied that mass communicators use technological tools to communicate over great spaces to influence huge number of audiences. In this process, the media controls what we see or hear and eventually perceive. We need to remember that often this means that only side of the story is being revealed and there is an imbalance in representation. Against this background, one should understand that media mediates between the outlying objective reality, and our own societal reality. This in turn affects the way in which people perceive, think, and form opinions or biases about specific issues. It is an all pervasive phenomenon. Since in modern times people rely on the media for information and entertainment, and because the same information and entertainment is shared among the masses, media becomes a podium for social exchange. In this milieu, it is to be understood that whatever the media shows through its varied content is not free from bias, has an ideological underpinning, and attempts to convey a specific message, either overt or covert. All this shapes the framework within which issues get represented in the media. The next important questions that arises is what is implied by media representation. Media representations are the techniques in which the media depicts or represents specific groups, people, experiences, philosophies, or issues from a specific philosophical or value standpoint. Remember that media representation is not simply about replicating or echoing reality. Media representation is also indicative of the process of representing or recreating a new reality. For instance, liquor advertisements depict drinking as the chief constituent for a party or celebration. Perfume or cologne advertisements suggest that using a particular brand of perfume or cologne makes a person sexually attractive and he or she can win over his or her love interest. These advertisements all create romanticized experiences allied with the usage of these products. Understandings that may not be in sync with alternative viewpoints on these understandings. This is further illustrated in the films of Disney Corporation. The films for children produced by Disney are represented in terms of Western worldview and perceptions. These films construct artificial truth that signify different worlds, other places in ways that most people may not identify with, but they start to build a fantasy world in their minds, which is reflected in their attitude and perceptions about the world around them. When it comes to media representation of alternative sexualities, similar arguments are being made. What is implied by alternative sexualities? Simply put, alternative sexuality is described as behaviors, personalities, and groups that stand in divergence and or opposition to communally and traditionally dominant perceptions of sexualities. In popular understanding, bohemians, lesbians, transsexuals, gays, queer, and bisexuals all fall under the rubric of alternative sexualities. You know that for a common there exist two sexes, that is male and female, and that being heterosexual is normal or normative. Even in contemporary time, if you ask anyone how many genders are there, the prompt answers will be two men and women or male and female. The possibility of the existence of another gender, homosexuality or bisexuality seldom gets acknowledged. The countenance is such that lesbians, transgenders, gays or queers do not exist, or that it is not a possibility at all. You must have noticed that people who identify themselves as lesbians, transsexuals, gays, queer find it difficult to do so freely, and that society till day has not accepted it. For instance, homosexuality is customarily a taboo in the Indian society, and under the section 377 of the Indian Penal Code, homosexuality is a punishable offense. Furthermore, it is vital to acknowledge that there are no approved demographic for the LGBT populace in India. As per the figures quoted to the Supreme Court in 2012, there were about 2.5 million people in India who identified or declared themselves as gay or lesbian to the Ministry of Health. In all likelihood, the statistics is higher, for since there are many individuals who have masked their identity and are living in the closest due to distress of discrimination. Even the discrimination that is prevalent in the Indian society, activism is favor of the rights of the LGBT community is on the rise. This has led to debates about sexuality with focus on alternative sexuality, thereby challenging the hegemony of heterosexual mindset of the society. Alongside the time-honored customary view on heterosexual sexual conduct is being negotiated to make space for multiple facets of sexuality. Discussion and debate about alternative sexuality is leading to democratization of desire. Thus, you can comprehend from this brief discussion that in the modern times, debates, activism in favor of understanding and acknowledging alternative sexualities is on the rise in all domains. This is a movement that has made its headway strongly, where at regular intervals pride parades are being held in different locations in a bid to break the taboo on alternative sexuality. Hence, it becomes all the more important to examine the role of the media in this movement. Media representation and alternative sexualities. At this juncture, you have to understand that the depictions of sexuality to which people are exposed is often set idealistic expectations for behavior and desire. These beliefs are also altered for men and women in terms of what is deemed to be conventional or ethically right. Media representations of sexuality are normatively heteronormative and do not always highlight the deviations in sexual orientation and expression. It is pertinent to note that media plays a crucial role in fashioning social customs. Biased or stereotypical perceptions about alternative sexualities, for example, exist especially because society as a whole decides to believe them. And because such stereotypes are also disseminated by the media, thereby it is important to be cautious as a media consumer and ensure that we are not vigorously partaking in propagating a culture of repression. Media, both electronic and print, has so far upheld the Eurocentric approach in formulating the perception about alternative sexualities, where the heterosexuality was upheld as normative and any deviant behavior was being upheld as the others that fall beyond the traditional nomenclature of love, desire and pleasure. You must have noticed that in Bollywood, cinema transgender have been portrayed as entertainers who are called during weddings or birth of children. Have you ever wondered why there are no actors who identify as transgender or queer? Socially, people who associate or identify with alternative sexuality have been considered the others who exhibits deviant behavior. In our homes and social circle, even today, people are hesitant to talk or discuss about sexuality per se. So alternative sexuality most naturally gets sidelined. Along the lines, media too has shown a similar trend whereby until recently nothing much was being spoken about or depicted about alternative sexuality. Media, as a matter of fact, across the globe has been criticized for upholding and strengthening the stereotypes about alternative sexualities. Films. Let us now come to films. Reference can be drawn from Hollywood, wherein it has been critiqued that Hollywood's negative representations of homosexuality has led to further relegation and repression of queer, gay and lesbian people. In the book The Celluloid Closest, Vito Russo argued that from 1890 to 1980, Hollywood's depiction of lesbians and gay men has often been unpleasant and largely homophobic. Throughout that period, gay and lesbian roles were established by their sexual preference and was deficient in multifaceted character development. Many scholars have also argued that homosexuality was customarily projected as an object of mockery and amusement. In the period 1930 to 1950, spiritual and women's assemblies condemned Hollywood films for depicting immortality. Thereby, the Hays Code, a system of self-censorship, was adopted, which impacted the representation of homosexuality. Now, during this period, films blatantly could not feature homosexual characters. This stringent code was slackened around 1970s with the emergence of women and gay rights movements. Characters with alternative sexuality were often characterized as being treacherous, ferocious or suicidal. And films like The Children's Hour, which was released in 1961, The Boys in the Band 1970, Midnight Express 1978 and many more. When it came to Bollywood, the largest film producing industry in the world, had done very little in comprehending and representing alternative sexualities. It has to be acknowledged that in the Indian society, where sex in general is a taboo issue, very few or no one would dare to explore alternative sexuality as a theme for cinema. However, in the last 2 decades, even while disseminating typecast about homosexuality, the Indian cinema has created the platform for discussion about the same. While filmmakers were wary of portraying same-sex relationships, efforts were on to discover and understand the third gender. Santosh Sivan's Navaras, Santosh Soparnika, Ardhanari and David Atkins, Queens, Destiny of Dance made some headway in eliminating the typecast image of a hijra raiding the house of a new mother. In the last decades, films like have given longer screen time to members of the third gender. Some such films are Mahesh Bhatt's Tamanna, the Tamil film Appu in 2000, Shyam Benegal's Welcome to Sajjanpur 2008 and Marathi film Jogwa in 2009. Also, it is to be noted that while Bollywood was still coming into terms with theme of alternative sexuality as a subject, regional films fared better and was depicting this theme boldly. Yes, it is remarkable to note that customarily representation of alternative sexuality was rendered in these movies by women characters and not men. Some examples of such regional films are Liji Ji Pulapli, Sancharam 2004, Buddhadev Das Gupta's Uttara 2000, Randu Penu Kutikal's 1978, Desh Danakil Karairila 1986, Ritu 2009 and Paranch Katha 2010. It has been agreed across the academy that mainstream movies have persistently been showing a lopsided representation of alternative sexuality. Huge efforts have been put understanding the nuisance of involving alternative sexualities yet. They continue to proliferate the same typecast that have been linked with them. You also need to have cognizance of a parallel development wherein many filmmakers used documentary films as a medium to communicate what they failed to do in mainstream commercial cinema. Films like Summer in My Veins in 1999 by Nishit Saran, Kazad Gustad's Bombay Boys 1998, Tedi Lucky 2004, My Brother Nikhil 2006, Touch of Pink 2004, Yours Emotionally 2006, Piku Bhalo Ache 2004 were all made in an effort to understand alternative sexuality and later the discourse of filmmaking. This is only a brief introduction to the role of films in representing alternative sexualities. Film function as a persuasive mass medium creates a common platform for discussing contemporary issue through ingenious and imaginative content. The scope and reach of cinema in India is so vast that it has not lived up to its potential as a medium of mass communication to break stereotypes and reinforce a fresh perspective about alternative sexuality. Television and print. An analysis of many countries' television content reveals vital information about its art, culture, politics, and discourses on contemporary issues. When it comes to mainstream Indian television, it is easily discernible that it is largely bereft of any content that talks about alternative sexuality. It is seen that television is opening up to a cross section of themes, but the race is far from being one since majority of the shows rely on the Saas Bahu formula to garner public attention and television rating points. Notably, there is no serial that has a gay or lesbian or queer couple in the lead. And some side roles have around alternative sexuality haven't been characterized well. In what can be called the first official gay character was Petha, played by Deven Bhujani in the serial Tara. Ardent television viewer may also fail to recall the character. In the serial Jassi Jassi Koi Nahi, character of Maddie, portrayed by Rajesh Khera, showed an alternate sexuality unobtrusively. Yet it was downplayed by giving it a more comic face, which failed in bringing out the issues of alternative sexuality to the community. An attempt at breaking the glass ceiling was made in 2010 when Imagine TV reenacted a popular Telugu serial, Rat Sambandham, that depicted the character of a closet eunuch. With Rat Sambandham being reprised, it was believed that the television industry was coming of age. But regrettably, the serial Rat Sambandh failed to work its magic on the viewer and soon died out. The serial Maryada, Lekin Kab Tak, which had a substantial subplot highlighting a gay relationship, also failed to make an impact since the subplot was outshined by the main storyline. In the more recent times, MTV's show The Big F, which focused on forbidden first fantasies, tried to bring forth the subject of homosexuality to its audience in its 6th episode. We must acknowledge that in a highly patriarchal social setup, where the very idea of sex has always been represented as a taboo, this effort by MTV is laudable. But again, the question of impact and reach comes to the fore. Since only a select section of the audience watch MTV and also the larger mass still prefers to watch melodramatic conventional family dramas. Again, catering to only a restricted section of the audience are online TV series, which thus fails to make an impact since its reach is confined. One online TV series that has made an impact is all about Section 377, delves into the theme of homosexuality and sexual rights through the characters of varied Mumbai-based models and strugglers. But these shows and formats are opening up avenues where content production can be carried out on contemporary issues like alternative sexuality. Additionally, in the course of time, it has been seen that representations of gay, lesbian, transgender or queer identity on Indian screen, big or small, are weighed down with the most appalling typecasts. Like in the case of films and in television, serials too. You must have noticed if there is any role of a fashion designer, then he or she has to be a gay or occasionally a very strong character. Having good perspective unexpectedly turns out to be a gay. When it comes to news broadcast, alternative sexuality began to be represented from 1990s, where print media wrote using an evangelical tone. Articles were laden with negativity, were uninformed and reinforced the stereotypes. In the English language, Press Times of India and the Telegraph in the recent years have published articles arguing in favor of accepting alternative sexuality in the country. But you must note that print media coverage too is not free from sensationalism. For instance, in 2006, a newspaper report titled Cops Burst Gay Racket was published after the queer community was harassed in Lucknow, reportedly aided by the police. Adding on the agony and reports increasing homophobia, like the one published by Marathi local newspaper Lokmat, where it was said that LGBTQ people spread social malevolence in the country. Yet again, TV9, a local news channel operating in Hyderabad, a clandestine story was done allegedly uncovering the underground gay culture prevalent in Hyderabad. The reported expose put the life of several gay men in danger since their identity was revealed. Such information was accessed through the phone numbers from gay dating sites and the conversation were broadcast on their channel. There are many such instances wherein the news media coverage has been contemptible with relation to the rights and voices of the gay, lesbian, queer and transgender. Members of the LGBTQ have been repeatedly voicing their concern on various platforms that they are not represented by the media in a positive way and are rather represented as deviant, debauched and immoral. These cases show how misrepresentations of LGBTQ community in the media have led to further harassment of the community. However, these cases also highlight the need for LGBTQ movement to engage with local media and not restrict themselves to urban media. It has often been observed that stories on LGBTQ issues are covered only by English urban media. Only by English urban media channels and newspapers, and local media is left out, which feeds into the stereotypes of homosexuality being an urban lifestyle choice. To counter this negative perception that media was building, a parallel media developed to break the stereotypes built by the homophobic media. Bombay Dust was established by Ashok Rao Kavi in 1990, which led the queer insurrection in the mainstream media. Many more such queer media developed, namely Gaisi Family, Galaxy, Pink Pages India, and the like. Indian media, which has a history of being restrained in deliberating private matters like sexuality, but now it has witnessed a sharp change in its discourse in the last few years owing to the development of parallel media that has indirectly or directly put pressure on the mainstream media to report objectively. Some shows like Kuch Dil Se, We the People, Zindagi Life have played a crucial role in creating a platform for debating about alternative sexuality, where panelists comprised of peoples who identified as queer, gay, lesbian or transgender. Of late, media also has been reporting about the achievements of various people from these communities who have managed to break the glass ceiling by securing jobs, etc. Some such reports were: in a first, Kochi Metro appoints 23 transgenders, India's first transgender police officer appointed in Tamil Nadu, how Somnath became Manobi, India's first transgender college principal, etc. While talking about media representations and alternative sexualities, it is important to keep in mind that television, print, and films are not the only medium that needs to be examined. The cyberspace, virtual games, apps all come under the purview of analysis, since in one way or the other media discourse on the issue either deepens the stereotype and hostility towards people who identify with alternative sexuality. Conversely, it is these varied faces of media representations that can give a positive insight about the plight, rights and movement of the same people. It has to be accredited that the representation of LGBTQ people in Indian media has changed over the years. Owing to the development of LGBTQ movement in the country. Nonetheless, while talking about the representations or misrepresentations of people of this community in the media, one has to keep in mind that one cannot splatter the picture with the same brush. The same media has been responsible for constructive and deleterious, delicate and impervious, sensational as well as compassionate representation of LGBTQ people. One important theme that media has been continuously reporting is the violence faced by the people, which is a vital step in sensitizing the general public about people around them who identify as LGBTQ. This has also enabled people to report cases and seek justice, which few years ago was not possible since they had no platform to voice their opinion. Summary. Let us now try and summarize what we discussed in the lecture. Media globally focuses on the victim narrative around alternative sexuality. Stories or reports largely inclined towards the how they are victimized and discriminated by the society and criminalized by the administration. Indeed, such stories are important to give people a holistic picture about and on alternative sexuality, but this cannot be done by ignoring the diversity of identities which LGBTQ people have in the society, based on the lines of class, sex, caste, and race. Thereby, it is essential to understand that a constructive rendezvous with the media can go a long way in sensitizing people and ensuring utilitarian coverage on the subject of alternative sexuality. Do attempt the questions in the self-evaluate quadrant. For further reading suggestions, please refer to the third quadrant. Thank you.